I've had my Steam Deck for a while now, and I always was curious, and have been curious for a while, of what games people are actually playing on their Steam Decks. Because I play a variety of games, especially given the fact that I have Windows on my Steam Deck. So bear that in mind going forward, so if I mention anything about performance or anything like that, it's probably the Windows thing limiting over the whole performance level of my Steam Deck. But overall, the Steam Deck has just a large variety of games you could possibly play, just due to the fact that it has the Steam, store. It's that giant catalog of thousands upon thousands of games, one of the largest game marketplaces ever. So that really calls into the question, what are the games that I'm actually playing? How do I spend my time on my Steam Deck? Some of you might know that I am a big fan of some of these games. I've talked about it sometimes, or they've been on different kinds of lists here and there. So let's just jump right into it. They're not in any specific order, but the first game is Minecraft. I play a lot of Minecraft on my Steam Deck, and not for some of the reasons you might be thinking of. Yes, it has better performance, and yes, it runs better than, most other of the mobile versions. The main reason that I actually play a lot of Minecraft on my Steam Deck is because I can run mods on it, and shaders. It's a really awesome way to enjoy Minecraft on the go at not just the basic level, but going on the Java version, using the Control-Fi mod, and then be able to play unlimited amounts of Minecraft mods, and enable shaders, and still have amazing performance is amazing to have on the go. And I could only have dreamt of something like this as a kid. Being able to play, Valhazia 3 while on a road trip or visiting an aunt's house as a kid was something I could have never imagined. But with the Steam Deck, it is not only achievable, but one of the best ways I've played and enjoyed these mods. Minecraft is one of the most popular games of all time, so being able to enjoy not just the base version, but the whole community-made, world that Minecraft has become, it's awesome to have that ability to play it on the go, because I've played the version on the 3DS, the Switch, all sorts of the myriad of mobile devices you could play this thing on. I've played it, and I probably own it. So this one being the best version to play means a lot to me. The next game that I play a lot on my Steam Deck is Terraria. And for similar reasons as Minecraft, it's because the ability to play this game modded on the go means a lot to me, because I've played Terraria so much as a kid and as an adult that it's just gotten kind of boring to play vanilla Terraria. And being able to play the Calamity mod on the go sort of breathes new life into the game. It allows me to sort of have a different experience or play the game a different way than I have ever before. Not only is it different in the sense of that it's changed basically everything and adds a bunch of new ores and bosses, and adding all of that to be able to take it on the go is amazing. And with Steam and Windows's, cloud syncing stuff, it's very easy to just pick up and play from your desktop to your Steam Deck without any issues. Something Nintendo should really f***ing learn. A more recent game that had come out, Palworld, I loved this game so much, and it runs phenomenally on Steam Deck. And I don't have any mods installed, I don't have any of those performance fixes or anything like that. I run plain normal Palworld on my Windows installed Steam Deck, and it runs great. I have giant bases full of massive legendary pals doing all of the, crafting and stuff for me, and it runs rock solid, hovers anywhere between like 30 to 50 FPS. I don't have my frame rate counter on all the time, and this is still a fairly new game, so my estimations could be incorrect, but at least from my experience, the game was very stable and ran very well on my Steam Deck. And it's just one of those new and interesting titles that I get to play on my PC when I'm at home, and then when I'm out and about, I can pop out my Steam Deck and continue from right where I left off. Here's a game that's actually impossible to play at present on the Steam Deck unless you either install Windows or you stream it from your desktop PC, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is quickly becoming one of my most played games on my Steam Deck. Not because I love Call of Duty or anything like that, and don't get me wrong, I love Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, but it's one of the best games in one of my cousin's favorite games. So when I went up there and visited them, and they wanted to all play split screen COD, or we all just wanted to play Call of Duty essentially, and I didn't want to share a screen with a bunch of teenagers. So I was like, you know what, no, I'm going to pull out my Steam Deck and I'm going to be able to play with you guys on my own device without having to share a screen with you people. So I was able to just join their lobby on my Steam Deck and keep playing, basically having a little LAN party without any problems. And I think that's a massive boon and benefit for the Steam Deck. Being able to take this and have an impromptu LAN party wherever you go. When I go to my dad's house and visit my little stepbrother, he goes to play Modern Warfare 2019 on his Xbox, and I'm still able to grab my Steam Deck, boot up Modern Warfare 2019, and join him. And my point is that the Steam Deck allows me to pick up and play virtually any game without any issues or minor tinkering to get it to work properly. And after installing the handheld companion app, it just works. Everything just sort of works perfectly. And I don't necessarily think that perfect for everyone, but for me, the Steam Deck allows me to take all my favorite games and bring them with me on the go and be able to play with any relative or friend that or family member that I may come across, and it'll just be simple and easy to join them or for us to all play together without any issues. The next game that I play a lot on my Steam Deck is one of my most played games of all time, and some of you might have remembered me mentioning this quite a bit in the past. Destiny 2 is one of my favorite games to play on the go, and after I downloaded it on my Steam Deck for the first time after freshly installing a copy of Windows on my Steam Deck, it was insane the amount I saw my uptick in time played. I quickly went from maybe playing for a couple hours every day to playing almost like 6 hours a day at my worst. So like I would be going to bed, grabbing my Steam Deck, running a few strikes, and quickly becoming like an hour and a half of me just playing Destiny 2 casually, and then I finally go to bed. That was my routine for a while, and it's a game that you don't necessarily need to keep up with that religiously, but I just so quickly and easily get sucked into playing Destiny 2. And for me to be able to take this on the go, there was one time that I went on a road trip with my family to go visit a national park. I'm not going to say which one because it could maybe dox me. But my stepdad had a portable, little dongleoid that had built-in, like cell reception. So you can connect to it and have cell reception or Wi-Fi in this sense for any mobile devices that may or may not have either cell service or an internet connection. So I was able to connect my Steam Deck to it, making sure I downloaded all my updates before we left so that doesn't suck up what internet bandwidth we have, and I'd be able to connect to this device and be able to play the game online. Granted, I got quickly told to not do that because of the amount of data it was using, but the idea that just through this little dongleoid, I was able to connect and run a couple strikes before I got kicked off. The connection wasn't perfect, but it wasn't terrible either. So in the future, I might acquire myself one of these so I can play games on road trips, or when I go camping, I can bring my Steam Deck with me with a little Jackery power station and be able to play, my favorite game, online multiplayer game without any issues. And it's all thanks to the Steam Deck. And I don't want this to sound like an advertisement to the Steam Deck, but I'm a very passionate fan of the hardware. The last game is a more recent game that I've really fallen back in love with and started to play a lot more religiously. Elden Ring is phenomenal. I like to boot up Elden Ring before I go to bed, clear a couple dungeons, caves, I don't really know what they're called, but I like to clear those because there's a lot of them, a lot of repeat bosses, but it's a great way for me to slowly chip away at Elden Ring. Make a little bit more progress one night in traversing and finishing my map, or clearing a specific cave or dungeon before I go to bed. and it's amazing. Performance, at least with Windows installed, is a little weird sometimes. It's a little hitchy. Like, I notice random dips down to like 25 FPS, and I didn't experience the same thing on SteamOS because for some weird reason, the Proton translation layer sort of fixes some of the weird issues this Windows version for Elden Ring has on the Steam Deck. It's weird. It was better explained in videos at the time. It's not that big of a deal. For me, it doesn't happen that often, just mainly when I load a new area, like when I traverse into a cave, or if I enter a new area that like sort of like has to take a second to render or, you know, load that chunk of the map I'm going into. So it's just something that I noticed and isn't necessarily a big issue. It's barely noticeable, but it is, like I said, noticeable to an extent because I've just had so much time in this game. But I'd love to hear, what games do you actually play on your Steam Deck? That is something I'm really interested to hear about, because we always see these reviews and people talking about the Steam Deck, but what games do you guys actually play? I'm super interested to hear what you guys actually do on your Steam Deck. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to see it. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All the other social media garbage down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.